6 artists use their skills to tell important HIV/AIDS messages through paintings. The National AIDS Commission, in observing National Testing Day back in June, commissioned local artists to put their paintbrush to canvas to tell moving stories in light of Belize, joining the call to achieve 90-90-90 by the year 2020. It is an ambitious target to get 90% of people living with HIV properly diagnosed, 90% of HIV-infected persons to be on the antiretroviral therapy, and that at least 90% of those persons on the antiretroviral have their viral load reach an undetectable level. The artists presented their pieces today, showing off their interpretations of the HIV/AIDS theme.
The concept is basically showcasing that HIV is not a monocentric situation, that Belize and the world realizes that HIV is a socioeconomic as well as health problem. And so dealing with all of these multiple sectors and multiple areas, we also show multiple facets in how we are addressing the problem.
This piece was done by Miriam Rivero, a young artist studying at SJC. Rivero handed over her painting to Atlantic Bank and explains how it sends an uplifting message.
The point was trying to make it be uplifting, so I tried to capture that as best as possible, and that's why I decided to do something bright and colorful like the flowers, because I wanted people to feel like there's always something better to come eventually, and the harder you try or you reach out, you have better chances.
So talk to us about working on it. You did it in a few hours.
That one was extremely difficult. I had an idea, but starting out painting, it became like the idea was harder to get it across on the canvas, and it took me a while before I finally get it to look kind of what I wanted it to look like. Using whatever talents you have to get across a bigger message or help with a goal, it's always something inspirational and something I do hope to continue.
Artist Adler Cox's painting captures the Achieving 90-90-90 theme with a focus on the antiretroviral therapy. It took him around 3 days to complete, and today he presented the finished artwork to be displayed at the BFLA.
What my painting represents is a man holding a bottle, and that bottle is supposed to represent his medication. So by taking that medication, you can then lessen your viral load, thus preventing the sickness from spreading, going forward, or at least lessen the chances of it spreading forward. So it's supposed to represent that, along with him medicating and getting better, it also helps better society as well by him representing a more progressive and improving himself and others around him by not succumbing to spreading the disease.
How would you want the public, or particularly young people, to feel, or what message do you want them to take away when they look at your paint?
It's like I said, I wanted to represent or have them feel the seriousness and the impact of it, but I also want them to feel like it's not something that destroys their life going forward. I want them to feel like it's something that, although can be seen as something very negative and I guess sad in some sense, there's also hope.
Usher says that while this medium is not the traditional way of sharing HIV/AIDS messages, it is an effective and creative method to reach a number of target groups.
It incorporates multiple facets of the society. Youth on a whole, because these artists are all young artists, and so it gives the youth an opportunity to express. It also gives them an opportunity to fine-tune their art forms. Beside that, it brings light to our, again, multi-sectoral approach to HIV and alleviating HIV within the response. And so bringing these permanent paintings done by Belizean artists and displaying them in public spaces, because all the artwork will be displayed, say like in Atlantic Bank or in B&E's office or in the Ministry of Health's office, and people can walk by and recognize the imagery, and without really talking to someone about HIV, you can relate to a painting, right? So it can draw you in, and at the same time you can then go and seek help. You can talk to somebody, you can get counseling. So it's an emotional attachment as well as a health attachment that we are trying to build with the pieces.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.